You said something like, I would like to see Nairo and Vincenzo lose the podium because of their tactic in the final. Is it true?
Maybe that was a little bit too harsh to say, but they clearly made a pact together to attack me and to make me lose instead of win. I was not surprised by that, but it's also not really a cool way of riding, I think. So now the other contenders like Pino, they came very close to the podium spot. So I hope Pino and the others are going to do very well in the TT.
Do you remember that video I did the other day where we were in a beautiful place and I showed you inside and out? Well, this place is next level. This is the Mainland Room area. This is where we had our breakfast and dinner last night. That's really pretty. Let's go through to the kitchen. All right, let's go upstairs and we'll have a look at where we slept last night. It goes further up. This is another stairwell, completely different stairwell to the one we just came up. I'm not sure what this room is for, but it's got some old books and stuff in it. And then this is where we stayed. This is our room. Now, something that we're super excited about is Ernest Hemingway used to sleep in this room. He stayed in the house and he wrote one of his many amazing books in this room. What was the name of the book?
Something across the river and from the trees, or from the trees across the river, something like that.
This is Hemingway, my father and my uncle here in Fraforiano, and that's my father in our house in Cortina.
Okay.
With Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah.
It's Hemingway. This is my mother, our mother. This is Mary Hemingway, the last wife, and this is my father.
So could Ernest Hemingway obviously speak Italian well?
No, he couldn't speak another word.
He couldn't speak a word of Italian?
Perhaps ciao.
Really? So how did he communicate? Obviously your parents
English.
could speak perfect English.
Much better than me, anyway.
Really?
Yes.
The friendship with Hemingway starts in 1948 in Cortina, because he was looking for, he wanted to go fishing in one of the various rivers around Cortina d'Ampezzo. And my uncle Federico had a beautiful reserve close to Cortina, and so he invited him up there. Right. And from that moment onwards, there's a great friendship started between my family and Ernest Hemingway. And he came very often over here for especially shooting and fishing reasons. Yeah. And that was the connection in between my family and him.
And this is where we had the grappa. Which was the grappa that we had last night?
Storica Nera, that one.
Storica Nera, this one here. Yeah. If you ever want good grappa, this is it. Look at this beautiful park. How good is it? It's so well kept.
Practically all the plants have more or less 200 years.
200 years?
Yes.
Wow. This is a magnolia.
Yes, the one behind you.
Look at the size of it.
And these here they used to put these, let's say, wooden boxes filled up with snow, and the climate inside there transformed all this in ice. And during the summer they used the ice for the house to keep meat, vegetables and so on fresh.
Okay, and so they used to store the ice blocks in here?
Exactly.
It was an amazing experience staying in Alessandro's house. His daughter Margot was just fantastic. I didn't get a chance to show her in the vlog, but she cooked us this beautiful meal. They waited until about 9 p.m. because we were at the top of the mountain yesterday, so they waited until about 9 p.m. until we arrived, and then we all had dinner together. It was incredible. We had some of their local wine from their own family's winery, and then we had some grappa and things, and a lot of it I didn't capture in the vlog because it was just a really nice experience.
It's been one of the best Giros I've ever been on, but that's mainly because our hotels have been sensational, the food's been great, and haven't had a bad wine. But it's been a good bike race too, and I think today will be the day that if they don't crack Tom today, he wins this Giro for sure.
Yeah,
it's a pretty
right.
tough finish, and I hear rumours that Quintana's been saving it for this one, so we'll see what happens.
Really, have you? And if anyone's going to have the inside word, it's going to be you.
I make some things up too. But anyway,
so do I, mate.
Look up there and you think, wow.
Mate,
would you want to be anywhere else in the world?
We
got it. And we saw you.
Awesome.
Sorry. That was so great.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I'm really glad you said hello. So
we didn't see any riders, just YouTubers.
Really? You've seen all the YouTubers? Yeah, that's the main thing.
2 years ago we had to go to all those places because of the drivers, and now we come to see all the YouTubers.
Yeah, forget about the riders. Hang out with the YouTubers. All right, we'll see you later, crew. Take care. I'm here with Stefano. He is one of the doctors on the tour, and what they do is very interesting. They've got a massive team. They have a vehicle going behind the actual peloton, and then one behind the breakaway group. They've got a bus for x-rays. Explain a little bit about what your team is.
Yeah, our team is composed by 9 doctors each day. We have one chief doctor that is covering from outside and giving us instruction from outside, basing on the race in the morning. And then during the race we have 2 doctors' cars, one behind the escaping group and one behind the big peloton, and coordinating other 5 ambulances. Also at the end of the race we have the possibility to perform X-rays. We have a small minivan that we perform X-rays with an orthopedic there, and we have inline covering with one hospital that is reading the X-ray right away, just giving us an answer about the injuries, and so we can decide if they can go on during the race or we have to stop because there is severe injuries.
Okay, has there been any major injuries for this tour?
Yeah, we had Kanger that has a huge crash just 9 kilometers to the end of the stages in Bergamo.
Yeah.
But we have to say that so far we were lucky. It was one of the best Giro for us, just so with not
Touch
so
wood,
many.
We've got 3 days to go.
Yeah.
So they've got a full, if someone goes over the cliff, they've got a full rescue squad who can go down the side of the mountain and rescue them, which is unbelievable. That is preparation to the max.
They also have medical preparation, so just but usually they coordinate with us, and just so we join our expertise, and just they go down, they rescue, and then bring us and the patient, and we stabilize. But usually they do the first aid down there, because not all of us are able to go down, but they are.
Yeah.
Just,
So he's a seasoned
join
veteran.
Our expertise and just perform the best.
So Stefano's saying that they've actually rescued someone. Someone went over a cliff and fell 80 metres, and the squad went down and with the help of a helicopter rescued them. So, and it was this device that they used to do that. So.
How are you? Did you see the video?
Of course. Nice.
Yeah? Cool. I'm glad you liked it.
Where are you going today?
Today we're just going to follow the stage. We might see you out there. We'll come and say hello.
On the finish?
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
See you there. See you, mate.
We're getting ready, of course, to spot the different jerseys. We introduced the colours to you earlier on today. Bob Bugles wears the man of the anchor, the best young rider of this race.
They are some kick-ass outfits. Where are you guys from? Germany. Okay, you watch the blog?
Yeah, for sure. Since 3 years.
Okay.
Since the beginning.
What about you?
He does. He watches it.
He watches it?
I have to watch sometimes.
You have to watch it? Okay, great to meet you both.
Great to meet you.
Now this is my friend Nacho. I see him every day. Every day here we're doing the same thing. It's Groundhog Day, but he's one of the host broadcasters. Does all the footage on a very complicated camera. That's a bad boy. Whereabouts are you from, Nacho?
Originally I'm from Argentina, but we work for all Latin America.
All right, legends. I'm here with Mads. Mate, how is the race? How is it? I saw you going over those big climbs yesterday, and you were out the back. How is it, man? Is it hard?
I had a rough time yesterday. After Stelvio, it was a little bit too much for me yesterday, but after 100 Ks I got feeling a little bit better, so in the end it was okay, but I start feeling my legs now after 3 weeks almost.
Oh, you're getting tired?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I'm young and this is my first Grand Tour, so I start feeling it.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Australia?
Yeah, I did Down Under.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was really nice. I really like to be there, and for sure I'm going back. All the times I can go there, I will do it.
Yeah, cool, man.
Addio, alla prossima!
Legend, what are you doing driving?
Oh mate, I'm a licorice all sort today. Gonna give out bottles.
Big night last night?
Nah, I've been sober this whole trip.
Oh, good on you, man.
That's going to change though on the weekend.
See you, brother.
We've done 4 today so far, I think, because they're 6-7K ones. So
absolute weapons, aren't you?
But look at it.
Who's the fittest out of you three?
Danny boy.
How are you
Rider of the day
going?
goes to Stuart.
What's that?
Rider of the day goes to Stuart.
Yeah,
He was tackling it right up there.
You're all looking lean and fit,
Just
that's for sure.
attacking.
Cheers.
Constant attacks.
Well, you got up here first, didn't you?
That's the one and only time so far that I've got up first, but yes. I think everyone was taking photos. They're doing me kind, aren't you boys?
Seriously, crew, no words can describe how stunning this view behind me is. These rocks, these cliff faces here are just something else, something else. The winds, I wanted to get the drone up, but the wind is blowing way too hard at the moment. How are you, mate? All right. Have you ever heard of the Cycling Maven before?
No, not yet.
Not before, but now.
Now we know it.
Now you're both subscribers.
We will be followers.
Both subscribers. Where are you from?
From Austria.
Yeah, whereabouts in Austria?
Tell them say.
LMZ.
Most beautiful town.
2 season region, summer and winter. Small lake for summer, glacier skiing in the summer, and good skiing. Good skiing
and for cycling, Großglockner.
Cycling, it's just close to
very difficult.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the best in Austria.
So if if I was to go visit Austria, that's where I'd go.
Yes.
Is that right?
You have to go it. For skiing, cycling,
in sports ever. It's close to Salzburg. Salzburg is very known for Mozart. Culture, music. But we maybe 80 kilometers in the south, in the mountains, is an area like this.
Really, it's stunning. Walking down the actual road to the finish line. I don't even know if we're allowed to be in this area, but we're doing it. All right, turns out we're not allowed to be on the course, so we've been ferried off, and now we're rushing down to the finish line now.
I'm gonna try again for a GC and a Grand Tour. This definitely, it's a good feeling, but I know I can do a GC and a Grand Tour. I've done it before. There's no reason I can't do it again. For some reason, these past few years, they haven't gone my way, but I'm gonna try to get it back on track and fight again another day.
If you could get all your knockers, all these people on the internet that give you hassles, into one room, what would you say to them?
I don't have anything to say to them, to be honest.
I'm here with Perry. We have, mate, we've been in contact a fair bit.
We have, yeah.
And mate, Perry, I idolise this man and his team really, and the rest of the band. Who'd you play for? Well, you still...
I play for a band called Pendulum, so a nice Aussie band, originally from Perth.
Yeah,
from Perth, right?
It is, yeah.
So, but I'm Welsh. My joke is I'm from Old South Wales. So the first one.
Can we put some snippets of Pendulum music in the vlog?
I'm sure you could, yeah.
I reckon we might just sneak like 10 seconds in and see if it gets copyrighted.
Do it. I don't care.
Commentate for Welsh TV?
I do, yeah. This is our 4th year now. We started in 2014 and this is our 4th year doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you'd have asked me 5 years ago that I'd be commentating and co-presenting the Tour de France show on TV, I'd have laughed. You know?
Really?
But, it's our 4th year, so it seems to be going really well, so I'm very happy.
We're going to hang out at the Tour de France.
Absolutely.
We're going to come into the box.
Yeah.
And watch you commentating.
Oh, cool, yeah. Beers for Maven, I think.
Let's do it, brother. Vallon have got an agreement with the teams to put 3 of the Vallon, I suppose they're trackers, under the seats of all the top 3 riders' bikes, and that relays data of all sorts of stuff, speed, altitude, you know, power output and whatnot. So Pierre Rolland's got one on. It'll be interesting to see. He's got a 56 chainring on the front and a 1123 on the back, which is huge, right? The standard is a 5339 on the front. He's got a 5648. But you're a full carnivore now.
Oh, mate. I have some like animal product nearly at every single meal.
Yeah.
You know, so even at breakfast, even if I'm not having something like bacon or something like that, then it'll be yogurt or it might be eggs. So every meal there's some you know, animal-based type of protein in it.
And so what do you think's the healthiest way to eat?
Well, I think the healthiest way to eat is to have a balance. You know, I mean, that's my basic training, where our bodies were designed to use both vegetable and animal-based. But you know, I look at myself now. I'm nearly 51, and I try and keep myself pretty fit. And I just think it'd be quite interesting as an experiment to go on a plant-based diet for like 12 weeks and just to see what happens to my body, you know? Yeah. So what my thoughts are is at the beginning to have a full medical and do a full physiological fitness test, and then just go on a plant-based diet for 12 weeks and redo all those tests at the end and just see how my body changes.
Do you think 12 weeks is really enough to give it a fair?
Yeah, it is, because as far as your body's concerned, the way that the body actually turns over, in effect, all of your protein, etc. in your body is all actually turned over in a 12-week period. Yeah. So in a 12-week period, in effect, you become a new man. Yeah. So yeah, 12 weeks is a reasonable time to look at some changes.
I'm at the Dimension Data bus, but as you know, I caught up with Doug Ryder last year at one of the Zwift events, and we're going to have a chat with him now. Well, you got on the Zwift machine last year, but I certainly didn't, and put on some weight during the Tour de France. But mate, I've seen this pink bike. What is going on with the pink bike?
So you know, Team Dimension Data races for Quebec anyway, and you know what we wanted to do around the Giro d'Italia is focus on the fact that Quebec gives most of its bicycles, or puts out most of its bicycles to women in communities. So more than 50% of the bikes that go into the communities go to girls and women for safety reasons, accessibility. Women run communities, and so if you give them more time to be able to do things and more, I guess accessibility, then more can be done. So that's the reason behind the campaign. And so we got. The campaign started with the undershirts or underneath the riders, where there was the pink hand. We did the yellow hand at the Tour de France. We did a pink hand and the favorite women in their lives. So Daniel Teclahamanot had his mom as the #1, and then his wife, and then his daughter. So all the guys had their favorite women on their chest that they raced with almost every single day under their race jerseys. And then women in communities, it's called blankets for bikes, knitted blankets, a beanie and a scarf for the riders, and they hung them over our team bus. So if you look in the team bus, you can see all the riders' seats are demarcated by their blankets, and just to thank them for providing bicycles for, they make blankets for and in exchange for bicycles. So it was kind of a nice whole theme around that, just to highlight the fact that many bicycles in communities go to women. And then we painted a Quebec bike pink, and we wanted to raise 100 bikes during the Giro. We're just over that today, so we achieved our goal. So this team racing the Giro, the success that it's had has changed 100 lives forever and 100 girls' lives forever, which is kind of a neat campaign for Team Dimension Data.
It's pretty amazing.
Good day. Very good day, mate. Awesome. Boys have been out. Where are you from? Melbourne. Sweet. Cool. Well, you're in the blog now too. Yeah. No, thanks, mate. Have a good day.
Oh, please, my partner will be so happy.
I love an Aussie accent.
Hey!
Woohoo! You had a good time?
Absolutely. Perfect weather.
Where are you from?
Canberra.
Canberra. Right from Canberra?
Yeah, right from Canberra. Yeah.
Well, enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of it.
See you later.
It's literally the last day. Tom just won the tour. We've got what? This is it. This is pretty much it. But Roop is on his very last interview. He's been doing 100 interviews for the 100th Giro, and he's done 99. Actually, no, you've got your last one organised, so he needs one more.
One more.
One more, and we're sitting here just racking our brains, and have been for like 20 minutes, on who we can interview. What about the other podcast guy? The curly hair, free.
I've done him.
Okay.
Hang on, so who's behind here that you're
I've spoken to a happy Dutch journalist.
and I even spoke to the guy who sells the kit bimbo, the pink T-shirts.
Really?
He's closing up shop.
All right, legends, we're sitting in this beautiful bar at the end of the stage, and I'm here with possibly 3 of the finest journalists the sport of cycling has ever seen.
3 Musketeers.
The 3 Musketeers, they're hanging out together. We're going to do a post-Giro 100 wrap-up with the boys, so we'll swing it around.
Some old
building back there.
Pizza Dumo.
Just some old building, just some random building. So the question on everyone's lips, Rube, did you get your 100 interviews?
Look, I can proudly say now that there's only one to go, and that's one which you'll see soon enough. They're all locked in. 100's locked in, even with a little takeout at the end of, to sign off on the Giro.
Were you expecting Tom to wrap it up today?
I didn't expect it. Oh, today, yeah. I didn't expect he would wrap it up today. But I really thought a few days ago that Nibali would produce his trademark 2 stage wins and win the Giro.
Really?
But I think it's a credit to Tom that he had to, he defended it, lost the jersey, and then managed to pull off that performance today. A lot of people may not realise how hard it is at the end of 3 weeks to produce that level of time trial. And he nailed it. So
I have to say this has been the longest Giro ever. This Giro just never ended. I don't know if it was because the 2 island transfers, a lot of driving transfers. Actually, there's been worse Giros, it seemed like, logistically, but this one just seemed like it just never ended. And I think also it was a reflection of just how tight the race was. It seemed like that everything was on a slow boil. So there really wasn't that much happening in the race as it developed, and it just seemed like that it made the race that much longer. Yeah. So do you think it was the fact that they involved the islands, Sardinia, Sicily? Yeah, I mean it added some wrinkles to the race. I thought that the Sardinian race stages were great. It was kind of flat on. Didn't really have this punch that people expected to be on Sicilia. Didn't really have much consequence in the race. Getting back to the mainland. And I think everyone said this Giro was so hard, and even from the journalists, the support staff, the officials, everyone is arriving into Milan just tired and happy the race is over. I think so. Did you expect it to turn out the way it did?
Maven, man. I did not expect everything to turn out as it did. I put money on Pinot to win.
Big call.
Thomas to win. Thomas crashed out. Pinot placed 4th in the end, I believe. And we have a Dumoulin winner, and Dumoulin didn't even think that he would win. He finally said that he had faith in his chances after the Stelvio Poo. And at that point, when he realized that he was able to limit his losses, he thought, I'm better than I thought I was. But Giro's great, isn't it? I mean, you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Is it your favorite tour?
It is. The Volta a España is much more tranquilo. The Giro, it just has that sort of Italian sauce to it, that Italian flavor that we love. I mean, usually we get to the end of the Giro and say, hey, let's just do the whole thing in reverse on vacation. So it's a good race. Salute a tutti vostri, you cracking humans.
The 100th Giro.
Benito.
I hate goodbyes. I hate goodbyes. But this is it.
We've been saying goodbye for a long time now.
We've been saying goodbye forever.
We're going to see each other tomorrow.
I know. What are we saying goodbye for? I'm out of here. See ya.
Go, get out of here.